In this video, I'm going to show you how to draw the horse's mane, which is another word for the horse's hairdo, or you could say. Because I had such a dark background put in, I started off using the eraser pen, making sure though that I cleaned the tip of the eraser pen, which gets full of graphite quite quickly. I used quick strokes to portray the horse's mane with the dark background. And when you find that you're not removing as much graphite as you thought you would, that just means graphite has accumulated on the tip of your eraser pen, and you just need to rub it out on a spare piece of paper. That looks like part of the mane now, just with the eraser pen. So now it's time to use the mechanical pencils, starting with the 2H. So I'll start from here, stroking the 2H pencil. Because this is the lightest lead, I just concentrate on the basic shape, the hair that we're wanting to put down. This area here will be a little darker because it's right by the ear in the shade. Okay, so you just carry on putting down the basic shape of the mane. Also, you don't need to worry about getting into too much detail at this early stage. So again, you're just getting down the basic shape. Well, that was the 2H. Now it's time to move on to the HB. Since the 2H was used to draw in the basic form of the horse's mane, with the HB I don't need to draw in long hairs. I can draw in shorter hairs and draw in between the lines that I've drawn in with the 2H. So the HB is not that much darker a value compared to the 2H, but it gives the mane a bit more volume. You'll need darker values in order to make the hair of the mane look more realistic. Now onto the 2B mechanical pencil, mainly drawing in the shadows that occur between the hairs. Mechanical pencil is ideal for that because I'm using only 0.3 millimeters. However, you don't do every single possible gap between the lines that you've drawn so far, otherwise it would look unnatural. Got to think of the hair as small clumps. You just look at one small section, you put in some shadows in between the hairs and you concentrate on that section, then you move on to the next section. That's really the kind of method that I use, but it starts to look more and more realistic too, so it becomes a bit more encouraging. Well, you might have noticed that the way you draw the mane is very similar to certain types of human hair as well. Well, for straight hair at least. I think this is the fun stage where you just put in some shadows here and there. You don't want to rush it at all. In saying that, I'll just speed up the camera now. So adding more and more value makes the mane look more realistic, and the darkest portions I use an 8B pencil and eraser pen to add highlights, and then a blending stump to soften everything up. As you can see, I've progressed in this drawing and also done some preparation to draw in the remainder of the mane on the back of the horse's neck. So I use the eraser pen here and just quick strokes, similar to the way I did initially at the beginning of the front part of the mane. And then I will go from lighter value to darker value. So I'll start with the 2H again, doing long strokes, just getting in the mane shape. And then move on to HB, and then 2B to add in shadows in between the hairs. I'll need the darker 8B pencil as well, just to help the hairs stand out a bit more. Also, I use the eraser pen for putting in highlights with the help of the 2H, just to remove the patchiness of the highlights caused by the eraser pen. So there we have the mane completed. If you want to see the entire drawing of this horse from start to finish, click here. If you want to see other drawing techniques, including ones used in this horse picture, click here. Thank you for watching.